Okay, so sliders are a bit of a hot topic right now with this game because the recent update that we had for gameplay, yeah, the least said about it, the better. So we're going to get into it. So we have obviously auto shots and assisted headers off. Shot assistance precision. Now, I've experimented with assisted and precision, and I've just found precision better because if you aim actually into the corners of the goal, it has more of a chance to actually go in the corners of the goal rather than on assisted. It just tries to help you a little too much. So I figured precision is the way to go, but you can put it on assisted if you want. Time finishing, I have it off because I feel like it affects the way that I've set the sliders up, which I'll go into in a second, and then everything else is relatively standard through pass, assistance, semi. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the sliders. So, sprint speed 49 for both, acceleration and sprint speed, acceleration for both 48. I find that it is a reasonably good balance because it slows down players that shouldn't be too fast when the AI is using them, if that makes sense, because I feel like in some areas the AI can try to cheat you a little bit and have a player have an extra pace boost when they shouldn't when you look at their stats. Shot error for both is on 60. Pass error for the user is 60. The CPU is 48. Shot speed is 59 for the user, and for the CPU it is 50, and I'll go into why it's 59 in a second. Pass speed 35, CPU pass speed 20. Now the reason for the significant difference in the CPU pass speed is because I really tried to slow down their build-up speed, because let's be honest, not every team in the world when you play career mode with these sliders is going to play like Barcelona in their prime, you know? So you want to try and slow down the movement speed of the ball so it's not so ping-pongy, and I feel like this does a good job of that in-game. Injury frequency for both is 68 and the severity is 32. Goalkeeper ability is 45. I feel like it doesn't compromise them too much, but then at the same time, like I say, you don't get every goalkeeper in the game saving every shot just because, by the way, it is on legendary difficulty with 5-minute halves. You can drop it down to world class if you want. I haven't upped it to ultimate on career mode personally because I don't really play on ultimate because I'm not really good enough to play on ultimate, but if you are, try these sliders out on ultimate and let me know if they work or whether I need to make any changes. Going back to where we were, marking is on 45 for both because I feel like if they're a little bit more standoffish when they do jump into the challenges, when I get into the CPU sliders, you know, it makes sense. Run frequency for both is 60 because due to gameplay updates I find players don't really make frequent runs, so I've upped it a little bit. Line height for the user is 35 as it is for the CPU. Line length is 70 for both. Width is 70 for both, so I really want the teams to use the width of the pitch. Fullback positioning is just left as is. The power bar is 42 for the user. Now this is why I have the extra shot power on the user, because I've downed the power bar, and the reason why I've done that is because when the power bar takes a little bit longer to load up, you get a little bit more of a harder shot along the ground, so like the ball won't travel straight up into the top corner just because you've held the power bar down for, you know, whereas now you can hold the power bar down and you can fizz them along the ground, which I really like. It doesn't compromise power shots either. Power shots don't go like ridiculously quick or anything. It's fine. And the first touch control error for the user and CPU is 61. CPU sliders. The tackle aggression is 99 because you want a real high octane game, especially for like derby matches. If you do the Old Firm, Merseyside derby, Manchester derby, you're going to want tackles flying in. So you get that with those games. Build up speed is 99 because I tried lowering it because it says lower values correspondent to a more patient opponent. I personally didn't see that, so I just put it up to 99 and see if it did anything, and it's felt good so far, so I'm just leaving it at that. Shot frequency 65 just because it increases the CPU's willingness to take shots outside the box, so they're not just all about efficiency. If they feel like they can have a go, they'll have a go. First touch park frequency is on 1, and again the reason for that is because it's the amount of time the CPU will think before making a pass. Again, I've put this slider every which way and to try and attempt to slow down the build-up play with some teams, and it didn't really make a difference, so I just put it on 1 just for the sake of it being on 1. Crossing frequency is up to 60, just so that, like I say, because in the sliders they use the width of the pitch more, crosses will be coming in. Dribble frequency is on 60 because if a player is handy with the ball at their feet, they will feel the urge to dribble more into the box and keep going rather than pass. And skill move frequency is up to 70. Now, oh Jesus, what have I done? I found that a lot better than I thought, because I thought through upping the skill move frequency, everybody would be doing skill moves and skilling up the wind and it would just look silly. It doesn't. They do actually use the skill moves that correspond to where they are. So like if it's a heel to heel to get out of a tight situation, they will do that, and it looks very, very good. So I'm leaving it at that. And the rules are, here's what I wanted to say. The referee is on lenient because if you put the referee either on default, I feel like some challenges, you know, just get missed on purpose for no reason. And if you put them on strict, everything's a fucking foul, like, let alone very strict. Strict is just silly. Whereas if you put them on lenient, it gives you some controversy, where they will miss certain fouls for both sides, for you and the CPU, which I just find makes for more interesting gameplay. And handball is on except for penalties. And the reason for that is because the game doesn't understand, you know, the natural position for your arm rule. So if the ball hits your arm at any case, it's a penalty, and there's just way too many penalties in the goddamn game. So that's why I have done it like I have. Now, what I will do at the end of this video is I will put a compilation of goals that I have scored using these sliders, so you can see how they work, rather than just me playing through a whole game and you get bored. So yeah, let's get into the goals.